Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Deandra and this is part 3 of my series Korean dramas and movies that I would recommend to Stardew Valley NPCs. In part 1 I covered Shane, the depressed cynic. It's called The 8 Show and I think you really like it. It's about 8 people who attempt to change their lives by participating in this Twister game. Leia, the wine-loving artist, about a woman who moves into a beautiful house in the middle of nowhere to make art. But the kick is she's actually insane and mentally ill and twisted and really hot. Clint, the obsessed incel. She actually has a co-worker who's obsessed with her and wants to protect her at all costs, but fails to remember that she actually needs protection from him. Abigail, the graveyard lover, and it's horrifying and grotesque and really creepy. And Gil, the old adventurer. It's about a grumpy old man, actually, believe it or not, and he gets wrapped up in a wild and dangerous adventure trying to catch a serial killer that's terrorizing the neighborhood. In part 2, I covered Alex, the closeted athlete. It's about a young boxer. He's really hot and athletic and fit, and he has to put his dreams on hold to take care of his struggling single mother, who was a victim of DV by his alcoholic father. Caroline, the double home wrecker. So it's about a woman who cheats on her husband and has a child with another man. And if you don't know that law, then I'm sorry that I gave you spoilers. And Emily, the spiritual fashionista. About like this beautiful and weird fashionista with strong spiritual energy. She has to try and like vanquish the spirit of a serial killer that has returned to the land of the living. If you couldn't tell, all of these descriptions directly correlate to the theme of the K-drama or movie that I chose. I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you enjoy the other videos after this one. Now without further ado, let's get into part 3 where I will cover Kent, Sandy and Jodi. For Ken, I recommend a K-drama called DP. It follows a young man who has to serve his country alongside other soldiers, facing trials, tribulations, bullying, and hazing. Many are discharged with pride, new relationships, and bigger muscles. Some are discharged full of resentment, plagued by the PTSD that haunts their everyday. Some can't take it and flee. And those are the ones the protagonist is in charge of capturing. Defectors. Deserters. Now, I so desperately want to include this K-drama into this list, so give me some leeway with the similarities, okay? I'm not saying that Ken is a defector or a deserter, we thank him for his service, nor am I comparing him to the protagonist. In my opinion, Kent's life back in Stardew Valley serves as one of the windows into the lives of the soldiers who gave their all for their country and got bad memories in return. Hi, Demi. I'm just making some popcorn. That sound. You should have known that sound would remind me of the war. I lost a lot of good friends in these bloody trenches. I think this drama is less about actually deserting and more about the unjust, brutal, disturbing situations that soldiers go through. Some make it out, make it home safe, like Kent, and some would rather die trying. Jodi, since I'll be coming home soon, I want to tell you a few things. I might not be the same man you remember. I've seen some things out here that have really shaken me up. I've been having a real hard time relaxing. I don't want to scare you or make you upset. I just don't want you to be shocked when I get back. Remember, no matter how I act, you and the kids mean everything to me. I'll see you soon. Ken. Let's make our way to the desert and talk about Sandy. For Sandy, I recommend a movie called Ballerina. Ballerina is a violent action movie about a lonely woman who makes a bubbly best friend that changes her life. This woman gives her a reason to smile. This is obviously reflective of the strong bond between Emily and Sandy. Sandy is alone, stuck in her own little world in Calico Desert. Meanwhile, her best friend, Emily, is thriving, smiling, and dancing, just like in the movie, a ballerina. Now, I've never entered the back room of Sandy's shop, but I'm going to compare that sleazy, money-grabbing operation to the one in the movie. There's a group of rich, sleazy, seedy men doing shifty underground work, and when it finally affects Sandy's life, it's about time she finally entered their lair. Now, although my other recommendations in parts 1, 2, and 3 all have their own trigger and content warnings, I'd like to highlight one that I personally needed for this movie, which is alcohol and drug facilitated sexual assault, aka date rape drugs. Meeting a guy on a night out who wants to harass or assault you happens a lot more frequently than serial killers coming back to life in Possessed, or getting scouted to perform for billionaires on The 8 Show after your suicide attempt. Anyone who has been affected by the nth rooms in Korea, both past and ongoing, may want to give this a miss too. Now let's end on a lighter note, but not necessarily less stressful, under the Queen's umbrella that I would recommend to Jodi. This is a period drama about a strong mother who does everything in her power to raise her sons. She must hold down the fort while her husband is away, most of the time, protecting the country. Fun twist though, the mother is actually the queen, and her husband is the king. Her sons are mostly immature and lazy as a result of their mother infantilizing them, trying to protect their innocence and peace. Though motherhood is hard in itself, there are several more issues that come with being the queen of the nation, making this drama a very interesting watch. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.